Yes, declare it. Good morning. Good morning, Africa, and welcome to my show. Welcome to another great episode of Mindshift Programming. It's been a great day, and I'm super excited that you and I are here together again on a beautiful Friday, not only to share, but also to learn how to apply and adjust our life for great leadership that we are designed for. Today, I am super excited sharing with you one great topic that has truly inspired me. Have you ever had this word that we say that expectations drive manifestations? You know? So in bit of trying to achieve that, the question is what really is expectation? I'm gonna be discussing all of that with you in a nutshell after giving you a quick recap on what we've been discussing in the past weeks. All right, now we started this week Monday when we delved into a topic that I titled "The Foretaste of Greatness," and I did share with us on Monday and Tuesday. I did a part one and part two of that, and I did share with us that whatever state we find ourselves today, whatever opportunity that life gives us, presently life is actually giving us a taste of greatness. And I did ask a question that have you ever come across some great people? Have you been opportune to be in a room with multi-billionaires, with great inventors, people who are doing exceptionally well in whatever discipline or industry that you desire to be? The fact that your path crosses with theirs is a sign that life is trying to say to you, look at that person. Someday you could be that person. Have you ever stepped into some nice, beautiful houses and you're like, wow. Now, the opportunity you had at entering that house was the access that life opened up for you to see what greatness looks like. And after that, I went on to share with us, I think on Wednesday, we talked about how you must learn to align your art, A-R-T, with your ACT, your art, saying that it makes common sense if you have a profession that aligns with your personality. And in a nutshell, also wrapping up that, I discussed how character is one of the greatest tools to sustain your giftings, because credentials only creates access into a place, but it doesn't grow you there. The only thing that has a part of growing you in an organization is what potential. Now, not just potential that you allow to lie dormant, but the potential that you put at work and profit from. Okay. And yesterday, we discussed what I call how you allow opportunity to come out from your vulnerable state. I called it opportunity in vulnerability. And I did share with us using two or three critical examples. I said, for those who serve today as domestic workers in some beautiful homes, in some great houses, in some great organizations, and I said to all of them, listen, if you're a domestic worker today and you work for a big family, a very wealthy family, now, and you're busy feeling like, oh, all you do is just domestic work, you're not treated as you ought to be treated. But I'm saying to you, life has given you an opportunity to step into what a big house is, a mansion is. And I would encourage you to find out what it is that your master does, how they do their thing, how they think. Because that is life giving you an opportunity for greatness, to say to you that someday you might be a domestic worker in this house today, but someday you could own your own house bigger than this, and you would also have your own set of domestic workers. And I did say to everybody who works in one organization or the other, I said, listen, in your state of vulnerability, where you think because you are helpless, that's why you have to pick a job that is not paying you as you ought to be paid. That is life giving you an opportunity in that vulnerable state. Learn what you have to learn. Serve your gift. And I gave you also a very critical example of a man in the book that I read called Joseph. Joseph had a dream that someday he was going to be king. Now, his father perhaps may have not come from a royal family, so becoming king in that lineage was almost an impossible dream to come to reality. But guess what? Somehow, someday, he had a dream. He shared it with his family. Initially, he had an internal confrontation. The same family members, his brothers, sold him to slavery. They threw him in the pit. That was one hopeless and vulnerable state. From there, the pit, he was sold to slavery. From slavery, he became the chief servant in one of Egypt's richest and wealthiest men, who was also a soldier. His name was Potiphar. But look at it. It was in Potiphar's house that Joseph learned leadership, that Joseph learned how to lead, how to become a leader, how to order, because he became the head of the servants. That means he was leading them. Now, his leadership that he learned, they simply said that Potiphar's house was not where he was a slave. No, he was not a slave boy. It was school for him. It was his business school. It was a school of leadership. It was part of what he learned from Potiphar's house through the wisdom that he had and the potential to interpret dreams, to see beyond what everybody could see, to see far ahead of everybody. That when he had issue, even when he was thrown into the prison, it was that same gift that he served that delivered him. All right. So the same thing I say to all of you, in your very vulnerable state, there are opportunities there for you. And now I also discussed or light on those who are presently serving just their gift as a volunteer or just going to assist or as intern in an organization. I would encourage you, look at whatever that is happening in that organization and learn. Grab whatever you can grab right now, because it is life saying to you that someday you could also own something bigger than this. It's life saying to you that someday you could be better than this. Learn what you have to learn, and the best way to learn is to serve your gift. Now today I want to discuss what I call building an expectation that drives manifestation. Now that sounds like preaching. No, I'm saying building an expectation that drives positive manifestation. Now, I could see then, and all I do with my expectation, I've come to understand that everybody's always expectant. We're all expectant of something, but the question is, what exactly are you expecting to happen? So when you sit down and you're busy feeding yourself with what the news says, what the economy says, how things are falling apart, how government is not working, how there is recession in your country, how there is kidnapping, how there is xenophobia, how there is nothing good at all to feed from the news and the media. Now, what kind of expectation do you think that is, manifestation do you think that will bring for you? So I'm saying today that it is time for you to reposition your mind, shift your mind, and begin this day to build the kind of mindset that drives for you a positive manifestation. And there are 3 ways that I believe it is done, in my own opinion. Number 1 way is preparation. Yes, and I'm going to share what I mean by preparation for you. For example, somebody says, I want to get married. Now, if you wake up to make up your mind, it's okay, I want to get married when I'm 25 as a lady, or when I'm 30 as a young man, or even 25 as a young man, and you say, no, I want to get married when I'm 28, but you're 25 today. What do you start doing from the day you make up your mind that you really want to get married? You start to prepare for marriage. Yes, you prepare for marriage. You as a man, you have to learn how to be very orderly. You have to start working. You have to start putting things together. Make sure you are able to provide the roof and the house. It does not become a home yet till you have a woman in it, okay? So it's just a house, it's an apartment. No, but you have to make sure one of those 2 basic things are there. You have to teach yourself how to start saving if need be, which is very, very important. Learn to save, learn to think ahead, learn to plan way far ahead of yourself and time. Now, if you're a lady, don't forget that the husband you're marrying would eat and may not be the type who wants to eat out all the time. So you have to learn how to cook. All right? I pray God gives you the opportunity to marry a very wealthy man so he can buy you washing machine and dishwashers. But if not, guess what? You have to learn how to wash. At least some basics. It might not be all the clothes, but some basics. You're not going to throw your undies and your lingerie into the washing machine and take them to the laundromat. Okay? So there's some private ways that you must learn to wash yourself. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, so meaning preparation. Now, I'm talking in the way of relationship and marriage. Whatever it is in life that you want to venture into, there is always a place of preparation. Preparation is what begins the step for positive manifestation. You have to prepare for it. And one thing I've learned about preparation is when you're not preparing, you're also planning not to fail. When you decide not to prepare, is another form of preparing not to have a positive manifestation, a positive result or outcome. Now, coming back to other disciplines, for example, I'd say to myself, I want to become a medical doctor. I have to make sure I pass my matric. All right? Get good grades in the science subjects, right? And of course, get into the university, Get into School of Medicine, because I'm not going to say I want to become a medical doctor and I'm busy studying theater, art, and music. That is me not preparing for the kind of outcome that I want. Yes. So, you want to start up a business today. Prepare for it. You know, one of the greatest problems we've seen in society today is everybody wants to be self-employed. Everybody wants to be a CEO. But I'll say to you again and again, entrepreneurship is a gift. Number one, it's also an art. So you can learn it if you don't have the gift. Now, but it is very important if you have the gift for it, because it takes quite a lot. But if you don't have the gifting, you can go towards the acquisition of the knowledge of the trade and learn how to become an entrepreneur. Learn everything that you need to learn. So I say to you, find a way of getting into school or getting yourself aligned with people who are already in the business of what you intend to do or become. Now, so preparation bests something called capacity. Now, capacity is what your capacity tells me how much you are capable of doing one or two things. Now, I'll give you another practical example. Now, I've had a group of young people who come into the studio to working with me. Now, at the initial, when they came in, my role was to say to them, "This is what we do here. This is how we do them," and our training is actually hands-on practice. So we say, "Okay, you go ahead, you give it a try. Okay, can you make an announcement? Can you just read this news?" And gradually, this is how we operate our softwares. And today, a lot of them have been able to build capacity. Now they know what to do, whether I'm here or not. They can take care of the section, they can take care of the studio, they can run shows on their own. Now that is capacity built in this industry already. And trust me, with this capacity that they've built, they can walk into any radio station. All they need to do is just understand, what do I click? What is this machine? What is this? What is this? And they can run their show and be the best it can be in the industry. Now, that is what capacity does for you. Okay? Now, when I talk about building positive expectation that drives positive manifestation, what do I mean by being positive? Now, a lot of us wake up and there is nothing positive we've said to ourselves. From 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, there is absolutely nothing positive that we have said to ourselves. And that is in no way good. Because how you begin your day, what you say to yourself, how you say things to yourself, tells me that you are indeed expecting something great out of your day. Now, I begin my day each time I wake up to say, "Father, thank you, because I believe in God." So I pray. And I say, "Father, thank you for waking me up this morning. It's a great day, and I know it's a day that you have made. I rejoice, and I'm glad in it, because my gates are continually open. Blessings coming from the north, from the east, from the west, from the south. Favor follow me. Surely goodness and mercy are mine. Thou prepare a table before me today in the presence of my enemy. I lay down on greener pastures." Now, because for me, my best scripture is nothing but Psalm 23. The entire verse is there. So I speak those things. I speak those words. I say yes to greatness. I say yes to fulfillment of my dream. I say yes to another height. I say yes to favors. I say yes to provisions, to financial breakthroughs. I say yes to sound health, sound mind. I say yes. That's how my days are filled. And I say to everybody, listen, today's great. It's an exciting day to be alive. And so because I have life, I have hope, and I have dreams, and I have an opportunity to making my dream a reality. So I get up each day and I go straight to work. So I begin to work on what works for my destiny. So that is me building a positive expectation for the kind of manifestation that I want. My expectations are informed by what inspires me. So, if you want a great life, if you want to be a great person, you must learn how to build positive expectation. You must learn to build your expectation that can drive positive manifestation. So it begins now, because you see, it begins with how you think, how you feel, what you say, what you do. And what you think and what you say informs what you do. What you do becomes who you are. Who you are is how the world sees you. And what you do also determines what you get. So in life, what you do determines what you get. While in the computer language, we say what you see is what you get. But we say to you in life, what you do is what you get. Is what you do determines the kind of life you're going to get. I say to every human being I've met, I look at a man today and I can tell you where his future is headed. And of course, the fact that I say I can see where his future is headed is not conclusive. Why? Because if the man decides to take and make a conscious decision to change his or her ways, his future can be altered. Meaning, if he was going the wrong way, doing the wrong things today, and he makes his mind up to taking another conscious decision towards aligning himself to what is good and what is right and what is fair and what is great, he's gonna end up with a great future. Okay, so trust me, it is absolutely possible for you to fill your day with expectations that drive positive manifestation. Another thing I need you to understand is if you are looking at building positive manifestation with your expectations, you must learn never to be rigid with your expectations. Now, a lot of us wake up to say, okay, no, this is what I want, this is how I want it. I say to people, it is our duty as human to pray to God. How God chooses to answer that prayer is none of my business. And so I've learned never again to worry myself on how is God going to do what I've asked him to do. Now, because if there is a man to pray, there is always a God to answer. So when I pray in my way, when I ask God, when I say ABC, this is what I want. When I say to the universe, when I speak to the atmosphere, and I say this is what I'm expecting, and I make decrees, all right? Guess what? My role is to go to work and do my part. Now, how the universe interprets what I've said and delivers back to me the expected result or a result is none of my business. So what I need is my responsibility to ask. My role is to ask and believe. And when I say to people, believing and faith has the only proof that you believe in a thing is in your doing. The only proof that you have faith is in your stepping out to action. So you do not pray, you do not say, oh, you do not wake up and make positive declarations and make positive confessions, and you sit back doing nothing about what you are believing or what you claim to believe in. Because the proof of believing is in action. The proof of your faith is in your stepping out to doing something, is work. Alright, so when I step out to say I have faith, I believe in ABC, the fact that I have stepped out into the realm to working at what I believe in proves to me or proves to anybody listening to me that I have belief and faith in what I say about. So my role is I never get rigid with my expectation. I never try to configure in my mind or determine the process of the delivery of my manifestation because it is not in my place. I once said to my wife one day, listen, we've prayed about some certain things and God is actually answering these things in his own way. Unfortunately for us, we had an outcome in mind or a possible process, a way we thought it was going to happen swiftly, glamorously, but God is doing what he's doing in his own way all by himself, because at the end of the day, he's God all by himself. Are you listening to me? So now, like I said, because expectations, it's one of the things that once they are met, frustration is out and depression is out. One of the key ways to frustrate a man is when his expectations are falling short or are not being met. So when there are manifestations for the kind of expectations that you want, you are happy and you give life back to life, to humanity. And so I'm teaching us this morning because I'm also learning this whole process together with you. That listen, I've learned never to be rigid with my expectations. Now, sometimes if I want to narrow it down to how we relate with people, sometimes a lot of us have relationship and we're expecting people to behave in a certain manner. I don't do that. I've come to understand that the greatest challenge in every relationship is that a lot of spouses are expecting too much from each other. They raise the they've raised the bar of expectation so high that none of them are even meeting up with it. So I make sure I narrow down my expectations for my spouse. I don't raise the bar too high to say no, 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 no. This is what I want. This is what I expect of you. But rather we share to say, okay, what if we approach life in this manner? What do you think will be the outcome? We weigh it together and we say, well, that sounds good. That will be great. Let's see how much we can work at it, and we'll pray together on them, and we begin to take one step at a time. Okay? Now, so don't deal with any relationship, with any partnership, and you are setting up way too high expectation. Because at the end of the day, you are the one planning, or consciously or unconsciously planning, to break that relationship with your so high expectations. Okay? And the other part I want to also share with you is this. You must avoid the pressure of trying to set time bound within what you want. Yes, when we talk about goal setting, we said set smart goals, and we talk about time bound goals. Now those are goals. Those are what lies within your power and your capacity to do. Those are the things you want to achieve. Now when you are expecting something, please, when you're expecting something, do not place time limit to what you're expecting. Why? Because you might say you want something right now, and it's going to take the universe maybe 10, 20 years to deliver it to you. Why? Because the universe and the force that controls your life, heaven, God, knows better than you do. He knows that the best time you need this thing, or the best time that this will come into your life, that it will impact your life for good, is another 5 years' time. So, one way to building expectation that drives positive manifestation is when you pray, when you ask of a thing, please open up your mind. You need to be open-minded. That's what I'm saying to you. Be very open-minded. Keep your time limit open-ended so that you don't shut yourself to say no, because it's gone beyond this time. I don't want it anymore. No. I know a lot of people who are desirous of getting married or getting into a program in school or starting up a business, and they say to themselves, at 25, I want to have this degree. If I don't have it, I'm not going to attempt it again. No. I'm going to share you another life practical experience. I remembered my dad, my elder brother and I got into university almost pretty early, or while we were still in high school. His plan was that at 45, my dad now, at 45, he wanted to have at least 2 graduates from his children at 45. Now, because he got married quite early. Now, but guess what? When that was his expectation, and we were all quite brilliant at home. My elder brother at 15 had cleared all his matric results beautifully well. Did pretty well in his high school. But guess what? Now the other examination that was going to get him into the university back at home in West Africa, in Nigeria, is called JAMB. It never happened. JAMB kept jamming him for 3 years or thereabouts. Alright? Now, the same thing happened to me. I sat back at home 3 years after high school before I could get admission into the university. Now, so 3 years, my other brother left school 2 years ahead of me. Now, as at the time I stepped into school, my dad was almost 50 years old. Now, that is like 5 years way beyond the time limit that he has set for himself with his plans, Now, but at the end of the day, today, every of his children are all graduates. Okay, all of us are all graduates. Now, the truth is, did he achieve his goal? His primary goal was that he wanted to have his children to be what? Graduates. All of them? Yes, he did have a time at what stage of their life he wanted it, but something bigger than all of us, which we cannot control. And that's what I'm saying to you, that expectations are always beyond our control. Why? Because we are not in charge. We're not in control. It is our duty to expect, but it is not in our capacity to make happen all of our expectations. Why? Because there's always a third party involved, and that third party could be God, could be the universe, could also be man. You could be asking the man for favor, and he says, "Don't worry, I will do it," and he's not doing it at the time you want it. Are you going to kill him? No. All you need to do is patiently wait. Patiently, you have to wait. All right? Now, don't forget, I talked about preparation, I talked about capacity building, I talked about you not being rigid, and you having an open-minded. Do not set time bound to your expectations. And finally, I want to teach you another thing. Is called patience. It's a virtue. If there's anything you must possess as a man, as a dreamer, is the gift of patience. It's a gift. You must be patient with yourself and be patient with life. A lot of us emerge with great dream, we kick off with great high energy, and we start to say, this is what I want to achieve. And we pour in all our time, our effort, our skills, our resources into all of it. And guess what? Suddenly, 2 years, 3 years down the line, nothing seems to be working as we thought they should be working. And we're getting disappointed. We're getting depressed. We're getting frustrated. No, 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 no. You must understand that life at that stage is just a school for you, giving you an opportunity to grow in what you believe in, to grow in what you're expecting, to grow in how you want things to happen. So be patient with yourself, because in that state of being patient, you are learning a lot. All right? That place where things are not working, just be patient with yourself and learn to enjoy your moment while you're expecting whatever it is that you're expecting. I mean, some people have been married for a couple of years now and they're expecting a baby and it seems like it's not forthcoming. They've gone to the doctor. The doctor said, no, you are okay as a woman. Your husband is okay. You guys just be chill, enjoy. I mean, I think just be boyfriend and girlfriend. Keep enjoying yourself. That's what it is. Just relax yourself. The reason why I'm saying all of this to you is the greatest stone that the enemy throws to humanity today is the stone of what? Frustration. And you know, once you're frustrated, you can't dream anymore. The drive to push dies. And I want to say no to that. Never allow anything frustrate you. So if you learn to say to yourself, no, yes, I've done my part, things are not coming through, is because what is coming my way is very, very big. And so you don't rush greatness, do you? You don't. Greatness will come. I want to thank you once again for taking time out to listen to me today on this great Friday. It's been my pleasure. And thank you again for giving me the opportunity to impact and impress upon you another shift process into your mind so that you can find your part on the path of greatness. So we'll meet again, same time, same station, onevoiceradio.com. Always join us. Just go there for more podcasts of past episodes. Go to www.onevoiceradio.com and hit straight on the catch-up button and you will see a drop-down menu. Then click on Mindshift and you will enjoy most of the podcast. Also join me on my website. Go to www.tonitosamuel.com. The podcast there too, and there are more things to feed yourself on. Finally, I want to seize this opportunity to invite you for the Match Business Reposition Expo. Is a masterclass edition, and what we are here to talk about is Business Process 101. Now we are looking at ideation. That's the first process, and our goal on that day is to help you and your business create its first cash cow venture or more cash cow ventures, so that you can run your bigger dream, always having something to go by on a daily basis. All right, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Stay blessed, be the best that you can be, and always remember, every day that you are alive is life giving you an opportunity to hit your goal. I love you, but you gotta love yourself better than I do. Bye.